Hello and welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. It's Tuesday, the 8th of April, and I'm your host, Theodore Henry. We have much lined up in store for you today, but first, let's kick things off with this very important message, followed by our daily news. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Calvin?
Yes, miss.
I need you to go to the Transport Authority for me today to renew all the motor vehicle road licenses. I can't afford for you to spend all day at the Transport Authority. I have a lot of errands for you to run for me today.
Miss, you don't hear them say I can renew online any day, anytime, easy.
No, but that sounds good. What do I need to do?
You can always log on to ta.org.jm.
Oh, that means we have a lot more time for you to run other errands.
Boy, miss.
Let me check it out. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Good day, I'm Jabertha Atkinson, and this is your GIS News for Tuesday, April 8, 2025. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has committed to ensuring that the policies and initiatives of the government remain aligned with entrepreneurs. He says this will create an enabling environment that fosters investment, innovation, and global competitiveness. The Prime Minister was speaking during the opening ceremony for Expo Jamaica 2025 on Thursday.
Your effort represents the heart of our economic progress. Your resilience, innovation, and entrepreneurial courage have carried brand Jamaica to every corner of the globe. Together, we will strengthen our local economy and solidify Jamaica's position on the international stage.
Expo Jamaica featured over 250 exhibitors, showcasing more than 5,000 products and services. There were also 884 registered local and international buyers from 25 countries. Prime Minister Holness said it served as a vivid showcase of Jamaica's boundless potential and reflected the country's growing global influence and appeal.
So as we advance global partnerships and create impactful local results, let us reaffirm our collective determination to build a prosperous, productive Jamaica that leaves no one behind.
Expo Jamaica 2025 was held under the theme Global Partnerships, Local Impact, Advancing Jamaica's Reach. Addressing measures to facilitate the ease of doing business, Prime Minister Holness has announced the extension of the Employers' Arrears Amnesty Program for another 2 months. The amnesty, which was implemented by the National Housing Trust in June 2024, was scheduled to end on March 31, but will continue until May 31, 2025.
This extension provides employers in the micro, small, and medium enterprise business sector and charitable organizations with a valuable window to regularize their accounts and benefit from the waiver of penalties, interests, and arrears.
Under the extension, qualifying employers are offered a 100% waiver on interests, and this will apply to arrears up to March 31, 2025. The Employers' Arrear Amnesty Program targets charitable institutions registered with the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service and businesses with up to 50 employees and a turnover of less than $425 million per year. To register, employers can visit the NHT's website at nht.gov.jm and download the Employers' Arrears Amnesty application form. Completed forms should be submitted to compliance at nht.gov.jm. Employers may also apply through their NHT online account at online.nht.gov.jm. The state-run oil refinery Petrojam has announced a $3 million investment over the next 3 years to implement science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM programs at 2 secondary schools in West Kingston. The initiative was launched recently at Tivoli Gardens High School and will also benefit students at St. Andrew Technical High. Both institutions will receive cutting-edge learning tools such as microscopes, projectors, and screens. STEM kits are also being provided to bridge the gap between theory and practice and to ignite greater interest in STEM subjects. General Manager at Petrojam, Telroy Morgan, highlights that the program is not limited to the development of students, but also empowering teachers.
We're also investing and empowering our teachers by supporting continuous professional development through seminars, workshops. We aim to enhance their skills by creating a robust educational environment that benefits everyone that is involved.
In addition to academic support, students will benefit from a mentorship program from the organization's employees. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz praised the initiative as a model example of public-private partnerships. He was represented by Technical Assistant in the Ministry, Donnery Muirhead.
This public-private partnership exemplifies the transformation in education and ensuring that every Jamaican student get the opportunity to become their very best.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, is urging residents of Cassava Peace in St. Andrew to stop dumping garbage in a gully that runs through the community. During a tour of the community last week, Director of Operations at the agency, Aretha McFarlane, stressed that illegal dumping posed severe health and environmental risks.
Straight away, you have pollution of our marine environment. When the fishes eat all of what you see here, we in return consume the fishes. And we are Jamaicans, we love fish, right? So we can't have this going into the waterway. You have all sorts of other health risks. You have the rats breeding up. You can get leptospirosis.
Ms. McFarlane says the NSWMA intends to implement the educational campaign ongoing in Cassava Peace to other areas.
We are watching this program because we intend to replicate it right across Jamaica. But this has to work first. So midway in this initiative, we see where we need to go back in and resensitize and do more work, public education work with the residents to get the dumping, stopped.
The NSWMA has also employed environmental wardens to monitor waste disposal and ensure compliance with proper waste management practices. And finally, the pharmaceutical laboratory in the Department of Government Chemist has attained accreditation to the ISO IEC 17025-2017 standard. The certification indicates that the technical competence and management systems adhere to internationally accepted standards and practices. The facility is a department of the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Deputy Quality Manager and Senior Chemist, Waveney Warwick, says the accreditation reflects the unwavering commitment and hard work to deliver high-quality analytical and advisory services to the government and wider public. This, she adds, is supported by internationally accepted analytical techniques. The certification further strengthens regulatory enforcement and Jamaica's competitiveness in international markets by facilitating acceptance of test results across borders. It also enhances the Department of Government Chemist's ability to support national health, safety, trade, and environmental protection objectives by ensuring accurate, traceable, and internationally recognized test results. The ISO IEC 17025-2017 accreditation follows a rigorous evaluation process conducted by JANAC Global Accreditation in October 2024. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Jabertha Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
Government's response to new United States tariffs and other matters occupied the Prime Minister's attention last week. We have the details inside Jamaica House Weekly.
I must emphasize that clarity is still needed on several matters. And we must therefore be proactive and prospective.
That was Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness at Expo Jamaica as he addressed the imposition of a 10% baseline tariff on all imports into the United States, which includes Jamaica. This took effect on April 5. Dr. Holness says the government is conducting a detailed technical assessment to fully understand the scope of new tariffs announced by the U.S. This process, he asserts, will involve relevant ministries and agencies and will also seek to assess the implications for Jamaica's trade and industrial policy. Prime Minister Holness explains that nearly 90% of Jamaican exports to the United States enter under the preferential terms of the Caribbean Basin Initiative, CBI, which provides non-reciprocal duty-free access for a wide range of products to the U.S. market.
However, the new U.S. tariff regime, rooted in a broader policy of reciprocal trade balancing, has raised serious concerns about the future of these preferential arrangements. While the government of Jamaica has not yet received formal notification on the precise implementation procedures, including whether these new tariffs will override existing CBI provisions, we are actively engaging with the United States Trade Representative and other relevant authorities to seek urgent clarification.
Prime Minister Holness says this shift in global trade policy could impact Jamaica's market access to our largest trading partner.
We will use every available diplomatic channel, including working with our CARICOM brothers and sisters and utilizing the Office of Trade Negotiations to seek to preserve the positions our exporters have secured over decades of deepening trade ties with the United States.
The Prime Minister says a preliminary analysis indicates that some of our top exports may fall under exempted product categories, and the government is working to confirm and, where possible, to expand these exemptions. He also gave this assurance.
It is important to emphasize that these developments do not reflect any erosion in the long-standing and strong bilateral relationship between Jamaica and the United States. Rather, it reflects a broader recalibration of U.S. trade policy that is global in scope.
As the nation comes to terms with the adjustments to U.S. trade policy, Prime Minister Holness is insisting that any response must not jeopardize our seat at the table and ability to negotiate on the people's behalf.
We must be resilient. We must be able to absorb the hit and recover. And we must put ourselves in a position to always be welcomed at the table to negotiate. And where we have our truths and strong positions, we must speak them clearly without fear to authority and powers. And we do it without bombast, hysterics, and hyperbole. And we get the job done.
Dr. Holness insists that in this new uncertain world, Jamaica stands on its own 2 feet, proud and working to secure our economic independence.
So yes, it is uncertain time. But we have done the necessary work. We have built the relationships. We have placed ourselves in strategic positions to be heard and to be heard from and to be consulted. When these changes are going to happen, we know that they could have long-term impact. We started planning long ago. So when you don't hear me say and run out and make statement, because you have a government that is thinking very carefully, very strategically. I play chess, not draft.
Addressing local manufacturers and exporters, Prime Minister Holness is urging them to stay alert and in a position to be responsive to global trade dynamics. This includes being prepared to absorb shocks and recover, as well as to seek out opportunities that may arise.
Maybe a decade ago, the word disruptive would have been an inherently bad thing. In today's world, you require disruption of systems for there to be innovation and new opportunities. So whilst we see the downside of the disruptive global order that we have now, we are not going to sit by and wait. Be the entrepreneur. Be the one who is the risk taker. Be the one who is looking for the opportunity.
As it directly relates to the new U.S. trade tariffs, Dr. Holness is assuring exporters that the government will work with them to mitigate any potential dislocation.
So to our manufacturers and exporters, we understand the uncertainty this announcement has created. And we are with you every step of the way. You are not only integral to our economic strategy, you are national champions of our resilience and ingenuity. The government will continue to advocate on your behalf and ensure that your interests are protected in any new global trade architecture.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Jamaica's creative industry is more than ready to soar to new heights as more people explore opportunities to earn from the creations of their mind. This was on display at the recently held Jamaica Creative Career Expo. Let's go back in time and see what was on offer and what they may mean for the future of creative economic growth.
These are exciting times to be a creative in Jamaica. The creative economy is alive and kicking and is already an alternative to traditional sectors which spur gross domestic product.
To make sure the message is fully received by our young people and wider society, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport staged its 4th annual Jamaica Creative Career Expo at the Jamaica Pegasus in February. The more than 3,000 attendees were given a glimpse of opportunities in the sector and beyond.
Technology is, of course, revolutionizing how we produce, share, monetize, that is to say, make money from music, art, animation, gaming, and of course, digital storytelling.
In the world of gaming, it's so vast, but I started off in the video game retail industry, opened a little store, and it kind of blossomed into what we're doing today. We took up virtual reality and augmented reality in about 2018, and we've been using those technologies to create solutions, not just for the public sector, but for the private sector as well.
I did engineering for 20 years. And then now I am into content creation. Now I am into acting. So I do it at home in my living room. There's a little basement area that I just set out as like that studio. And then at first when I just started out, I did all the shooting, the creating, the editing, everything. One idea would usually take me about 8 hours from thinking it to creating it. You know, engineering is a very lucrative field. I'm making at least twice what I used to make in engineering. And you know, the sky's the limit for me because I plan to go even further.
Having signed a memorandum of understanding with the University of Technology to create alternative pathways for its graduates to enter various university courses, the Hart NSTA Trust booth, with its dynamic offerings, was among the most popular ones for students.
We'll have programs such as graphic technology, animation, We also have coding on display. And these are the programs that are enabling things such as smart spaces, automation, and of course the digital efforts and technology to drive work and to improve productivity right across all the different sectors and the spectrum of the world. We also have today displaying our Vertex 360, which is for welding, and that's called virtual welding. And we are able to show you how you do welding without fire. And this is to develop the different techniques of weld so that the trainees can understand better how to master the craft before they actually go into the physical environment to carry out the work and to develop that mental capacity to execute the different techniques.
He wants to get to learn a lot of things, learn new things, and also he wants to get to try other different technologies that they have here that he tried, like the virtual reality, the robotics, how they work, and a lot of different things.
The overall presentation is really good by Heart Trust NCA and the NCT vet. That is excellent. And so the cybersecurity was very informative because the presenter was showing me that you can use these applications to find out what cybersecurity attacks are taking place right now. And she was also telling me about the offerings at Heart and what levels they're at and how are they free and accessible for students even like me who are not at the tertiary level as yet. So I think that the whole experience is just thrilling and it's really just a paradise for coders who are just beginning, yes.
The main thing that fascinated me today upon entrance is the virtual reality Jamaica. Like, their suite is very, very nice. I went and experienced virtual reality, as stated before, and that was a very surreal experience, you know. Felt very augmented, as it should be, and that was really fun.
Today, wow, exciting. I've been learning a lot of things that in line with my career. I'm thinking that I'm having an idea what the future looks like. It's my first time, and wow, this is really nice. First time at a hotel. I've been learning a lot of things. And then when I go back to school, I'm going to share that information with my friends, my schoolmates, my principal, my vice principal, so that they can get the information for the future.
We're focusing on displaying all the emerging skills that are driving the relevant sectors for development in Jamaica and across the world.
There really is a vibrant world in the creative industries. You can make enough money in the creative industries. Whatever you are going to do, you have to put work behind it, whether it's creative industries or something else. But please know that these areas are there. Know that they're lucrative areas.
A while back, Brixton Hill Primary and Infant School received a facelift thanks to the Kind Heart Foundation and other supporting partners. This collaboration has helped to improve the school's facilities for a better learning environment. Let's take a look.
The first 1,000 days of a child's life is crucial in shaping their cognitive development, and the government is focused on establishing an infant department in every primary school to give our children the right start to achieve their potential. A new infant block built at the Brixton Hill Primary and Infant School in Mucka Clarendon is the fruit of one such fusion of good governance, philanthropy, and a voluntary spirit. The new infant block accommodates 4 classrooms, 2 student bathrooms, principal's office, sick bay, kitchen, and staff bathroom. It was sponsored and built through a collaboration that involved the Kind Hearts Foundation, Dana and Richard Stewart Foundation, and Food for the Poor.
I'm actually here at the Brixton Hill Primary, and now infant school, and I'm here with Jackie Leclerc Stewart from the Richard and Diana Stewart Foundation. And we're very happy. They have spent over $21 million to donate through Food for the Poor this infant department for Brixton Hill Primary and now infant school. Jackie, why did you do it?
It's all about the children, it's all about growth. Our children are our future. And in Jamaica, that's what we're trying to build. We're thinking about how do we build on our prosperity, how do we make every community be stable, and it's also learning for us. We enjoy being with the people, being in the community, so we get a lot of growth also.
So tell me, I know that the Richard and Diana Stewart Foundation as well as the Stewart Automotive Group has been big on giving back, and this is not the first, second, third or fourth. Tell us a little bit about some of the work that you've been doing over the years.
Okay, so we partnered with Food for the Poor in 2012, so we're probably on our 7th or 8th infant school. We've also done a hospital ward in Spanish Town, Ward 7. We've also done some compassion homes with youth with a mission. So it's always been about the communities, and we've been trying to do it island-wide.
Foundation is actually founded by Richard and Diana Stewart's grandchildren as a way for us to give back as a family together, and we focus mainly on early childhood education. So we find that education, especially in the early childhood, is very, very important, for people to get out of poverty and live a better life. And so it's also a way for us to give back to more than one family at a time. We're giving back to an entire community. It's generational change.
Following a needs assessment at the Brixton Hill in January 2020, stakeholders agreed to have the infant department separated from the main building in order to secure certification by the Early Childhood Commission. This labor of love had the various sponsors and donors exercising brain and brawn to complete the task in June 2024. The new facility will impact as many as 90 students each year.
One of the commitments we have made is to ensure that there is proper internet at this facility for both the students and the teachers.
The school's development pathway is also being paved with extra goodwill gestures from a solar company.
We are excited to do our part by donating an 8-kilowatt solar system. With the addition of this system, we hope to bring reliable, clean energy that will power classrooms, enhance learning experiences, and ensure that educational activities can continue uninterrupted.
The building that was constructed is one of the focus ideas that the ministry has to have primary schools having infant departments. We are forever grateful for your trust in the mission of the Ministry of Education and Youth. This school is more than just a building. It represents hope, opportunity, and a brighter future for our children.
School Principal Leon Clary is appreciative of the support.
Marcus Garvey at one point in time he said education is a process by which man is prepared for their own particular civilization and the advancement and glory of their own race. Now, we know that, you see, when we value early childhood education, when the foundation is laid, everything is good.
And that's it for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Always remember to dream big, work hard, stay focused, and surround yourself with good people. Join us again tomorrow for another informative show. And remember to visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more news you can use. On behalf of the team, I'm Theodore Henry. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.